Forgot that was on there. Hey everyone, welcome to Grow with Dezi. I am Desiree Foster Collins, leadership, development, and personal growth coach. And I am super excited to be here with you for Grow with Dezi. If this is your first time joining me on my live, thank you so much. Please say hello. Please let me know where you're joining from. Um, I use this time I've made a commitment to myself. And the commitment that I made to myself was that I would do 100 days of lives. Why is that important to me? Because I want to make sure that I'm living into the values that I have of inspiring, mentoring, teaching, and living out excellence principles, and being able to help those that I occupy space with, those who I have the ability to influence for good. I'm able to do that. So if this is your first time joining me, please say hello down there. Down there, say hello. Let me know where in the world you are joining me from. I'd certainly appreciate that. I am also wanting to invite you to the Girl Ask Me Anything community. We are a community of amazing women who are striving to live our lives with excellence, run our businesses with excellence, and understand that excellence does not mean perfection. It means that we are committed to completing. And whatever God has put inside of me and inside of you, He promised that He would finish it. And so you have an obligation to complete what He's given you, what you've started inside of you. So the theme for this year is hashtag built for this. Hashtag built for this. We were made, we are ready, and we were built for this. So tonight, for what I want to share with you tonight, the topic is believing is a choice. Last night, I talked about the lies you believe, and the point of that was that it's hard to believe the truth when your mind is flooded with confusion and with false stories or lies. And so I wanted to continue talking about this because believing is a choice. It's a choice that both you and I have. We get to choose the things that we believe. We get to choose the things that we don't believe. We get to choose what becomes a truth for us, and then we get to choose we get to choose what is not going to be true for us. And there's positive and negatives to that, right? So I can think of a time I was doing a workshop, and we were talking about feeling like an imposter, and I remember someone sharing that they had experienced something that they heard from someone they loved, and they carried that through their lives. They carried it through their lives. As a matter of fact, I believe that they might have been maybe in their 50s, and it was something that they heard as they were little, and it was a lie that they believed up until their adulthood. And it had limited them in their confidence. It had limited them in their security. So they were, running around with insecurities. They were limited. And it became something that they believed. And they chose to hang on to because didn't have any other choice. If I could make it more personal for myself, there were things I believed about myself that simply were not true. One of those things for a long time was that I believed I wasn't worthy. I wasn't worthy of all of the good things that I wanted in my life because I had made so many, or what I thought were so many, poor choices. There was insecurity that was involved with that. There was a lack of confidence that was, a part of that. And once I was able to release and break free from those beliefs and realizing that up until that point, I may have thought they were true, but the truth was that I'm fully worthy, that I'm fully confident, and that everything that I need, I already have. And so it took a process. It took going through some counseling. It took going through some coaching. It took having, mentors that would not subscribe to not a condition or a circumstance. It took having a strong circle of people around me that would allow me to be me, to fail in being myself, and not feel like I'd be ridiculed, or not feel like I would be considered less than. Not feel like, okay, well, I was only good enough for this, but when it came to being successful in another area, I don't know, Desiree, are you sure you want to do that? So being able to be released from all of that, and then releasing those that may have been offensive, not holding on to the resentment, not holding on to wanting revenge, not holding on to the bitterness, but truly being free and not being held back by any restriction, so that I could love, so that I could trust, so that I could be abundant. So believing truth is always a choice. Every experience, every situation, every conversation, every single moment that you and I have, we have an opportunity to either criticize ourselves, or we have the opportunity to choose to fight against the lies and believe the truth. You all know and I shared earlier, I'm a leadership development and personal growth coach. And one of the things that I have learned over the years is that we're either moving one or two ways. We are either moving forward into growth, or we're moving backward into our comfort zone or into safety. And sometimes when we have a breakthrough, because we have that little bit of a breakthrough, we want to hold on to it so incredibly tightly, because we might be afraid that, oh my gosh, this is as good as it's going to get. This is all that I'm ever going to have. This is as far as I'm going to go. And so when I was believing those untruths about myself, as I began to progress, I found myself, okay, well, let me just hold on to this really, really tightly. I don't want to let it go, because if I open my hand, I'm going to lose. I'm never going to get this back. And there was a lot of, I am going to, and all of the negative things that I didn't want, I found myself experiencing more and more and more and more. So we have the opportunity to either fight for truth, or we have the opportunity to give in to the lies. There's a lot of power when we begin to understand the truth about who our Creator says that we are. There's a lot of power in that. And when we choose to believe that, what other people say does not matter. When you and I choose to believe the truth of who God says we are, the opinions are like this. I'm going to keep it PC because I'm just going to choose to keep it PC. But the opinions are like belly buttons or buttholes. That's what opinions are. Everybody's got one of both. So, if the opinions of others is what's driving you to strive, if there was something that you grabbed a hold of years and years and years ago, and you believe that truth so much so that you would put your life on it, you strove to get, the double PhD because someone told you that you couldn't. You strove to build a multi-million-dollar business because you never wanted to be broke again, but yet your family has fallen apart. You strove to work that job and not be home taking care of your children or your wife or your husband because you were so focused on the Benjamins. #dollars. Because somewhere along the line, you believed a lie. Today you get to choose. Today you get to choose to believe different. As I have been very intentional, and when I say this with all sincerity, as I've been very intentional on walking through this process, even now, walking through the process of believing the truth of who my Creator says that I am, believing the truth in that everything that I need, He's already given to me, believing the truth that whatever I put my hand to do, I will do it with all my might. I will do it with all my might. And when I'm believing that if I no longer have to keep my hands like this, but I can open them up and I can release the things that don't serve me anymore, that don't add up to what and who God says that I am, and I open up my hands to receive all of the blessings, all of the abundance, all of the good and perfect gifts that are there for me, I lose if I don't. You lose if you don't. So my challenge to you is to open your hands and release. And my challenge to you is to make the choice and choose to believe in who God says that you are. It's simple, but if you've been operating in this practice for years and years on end, it can feel very complicated. It might seem like, well, I've always been this way. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is a cop-out. Flat out, straight up, it's a cop-out and it's a lie. And if you choose to believe a lie, you get the benefits that come along with that. But if you choose today that you're going to believe in the truth of who you are, today starts a new day. You're built for this. You are built for this. You are built for this. And if you do not believe in yourself, you've got a partner in me that will believe until you believe. So my encouragement to you is to make a choice. My encouragement to you is to make a choice. Joanne says there is so much power in this. If it's to be, it's up to us. Choose truth. Absolutely. We must choose to believe the truth of who we have been created to be. And if you have sucked, in the most professional way that I can say that, if you have been just not who you were created to be, and you've chosen to be something else, guess what? You get to choose today. You get to choose to make a different choice. Today, right now. So what are you going to choose? Let's see here. Ivy says, so true, Dezi. Once we get that revelation of who we are, nobody can take that away from us. Absolutely. And let me be very, very, very clear. Once we choose to believe the truth about who we are, we have a responsibility and we have an obligation to help make the life of someone else better. With whatever your gift is, whatever you've been given, you have an obligation to go and do good for someone else. So choose today to believe the truth. You've got a partner in me. If you're not ready to, then I will believe with you until you can believe for yourself. So I thank you for joining me tonight on Grow with Dezi. I do want to invite any woman that is watching this broadcast to join the Girl Ask Me Anything community. You can put, let's see here, which finger is it? It's this one right here, right down there. You can put that in the search bar up in Facebook, and then you'll find the Girl Ask Me Anything community. There's a couple of questions that you got to answer because you just do. It's a very safe place, and so we want to make sure that we don't have any spammers or any people that want to do just terrible stuff. So go ahead and sign in right there. Look for that name, Girl Ask Me Anything, and it'll take you to the community. Come and join us. We'd love to have you. All right. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being patient with me as I was a little bit late. And I will see you again tomorrow night. Okay? Take care.